The audience is now deaf.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Fighter's Edge. As always, I'm your host, Vidium, and this time I'm here with my brother Nuki, which is going to help on this last episode of the year for Fighter's Edge. Now, the thing is that during the past months, we have been celebrating the 25th anniversary of Street Fighter, and on the last show, I actually talk about a game that is a spin-off from the Street Fighter series, which was Pocket Fighters. I actually talk about Pocket Fighters. I showed my Pocket Fighters, which is the Saturn version. I also showed the PlayStation 1 version and all that stuff. You can actually click on the link. I'm going to put that link over here so you can actually go and see that episode. But this time, we're going to continue down with the road with Street Fighter. And for this last show, I want to take a look into two of the most misunderstood Street Fighter games.
For good reason.
Yeah, but the thing is that there are some low points, but it also has some good points to them, and we're going to talk about those two games. The first game that we're going to talk about is Street Fighter the movie. I actually owned the Sega Saturn version, and we also are going to talk about
Street Fighter EX plus Alpha.
Yeah. These are two misunderstood games for many reasons. So we're going to start with Street Fighter the movie.
Yeah.
So you can see, we have Ryu here, and we have Chun-Li here too.
I got Bounce.
Yeah. Now, I really want to go. I don't want to go really in depth with all technical and all that stuff with the games. I just want to talk about the experiences that we have with them. Now, just to go into a little history of Street Fighter the movie. As you know, this is the game which is based on the movie, which is based on the game itself.
Yeah.
And originally, the arcade game is completely different from the home version. It wasn't made by Capcom. They actually they went on with another company to make the game, the arcade game, which I don't recall the name now. But
Yeah, me either.
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, anyway.
It doesn't matter. The thing is that they actually made a very complete different game. The game didn't feel like Street Fighter at all. The fighting engine that they had was completely different. They didn't fight like a Street Fighter game. It didn't feel like a Street Fighter game. Even though the characters, they actually had different special moves that you have never seen before in a Street Fighter game. They have a Sagat. Sagat he actually moved his eye patch, and he would throw like some waves out of his eyes. Cammy would have the whip. Bison, we actually used those electroshock that he uses in the movie. Vega, we actually throw his mask at you. Like
That doesn't sound like Vega.
What I really wanted to talk about this game is why this game has this bad vibe to it. Like it was a bad omen.
Yeah.
Because people didn't like it. It looks like Mortal Kombat. It doesn't feel like Street Fighter. The thing is that the home version actually has the Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo engine on it. And when you actually play the game, it actually feels like Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo. You can actually play it that way. Even for me, I don't know for you, but for me, actually, it just plays pretty well.
Yeah, I can give you that one. I mean, of course, it's not like the mainstream Street Fighters, you know, because it does. I mean, sure, it feels a little bit like Street Fighter 2, but not entirely.
Yeah, I know that the moves are a little bit slower.
Yeah, and the characters kind of walk. It's not that they walk; it's that they attack a little bit weird. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. It's the animation they have.
Yeah.
Remember, there are digital graphics of the actors.
Yes.
But the game, basically, when you actually are playing the game actually doesn't play that bad.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't play that bad because you're actually playing a Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo version with real actors.
Yeah, pretty much.
And mind this, I believe that is the first Street Fighter game that has EX moves in it.
Actually, I want to praise that game on that aspect because yeah, you have to admit like. Usually it moves down on Street Fighter 3 and Street Fighter 4 and all that crap. Like
there's also a code where you can actually play as a Kuma.
Yeah.
And now the game actually has some modes. It had a story mode where you only use Guile, and you will go through the story mode, which I believe is called movie mode.
Yeah.
And you go through the entire game as you were doing in the movie. It would actually allows you to choose who will be your next opponent. Something that we actually see in Street Fighter 3, Third Strike. The problem that I actually found with this game is that the stages and the music is really dull.
Yeah.
And perhaps that is what actually turns off a lot of people about this game. But at the end, it does play as a Street Fighter game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fun game, it's not something you would take seriously.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's not a bad game at all because it's not, and it's also not good. It's kind of in the middle.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of it's that kind of game that you would put like, I don't know, with a group of friends just to see like what the hell is going on, just to have fun. But yeah, other than that,
I don't know if you actually noticed, but on the stages, they have different actors playing different roles on the background.
Oh yeah.
You actually see different soldiers, or you actually see cellmates in the background. And I don't know if you actually noticed, but they reused the actors that play Honda and the actor that played Ken, and they put it on the background. And there is a stage where they are dressed as prisoners. And you actually make out Ken and Honda in the back, which is the 67 version. I actually bought this brand new at Toys R Us, and it cost $10. Give it a try. There's also the PlayStation version, which is actually pretty the same game. Try to play the movie mode. Finished it. At the end, you are going to be awarded with a music video or one of the songs of the movie. It's not the best song ever, but at least it's not the MC Hammer song, which I don't know if you've actually seen that video. They have that damn dress as Guile dancing, and he actually can dance.
I'm not glad I have not seen it.
Yeah. So now,
moving on.
Let's move on with Street Fighter EX Plus Alpha, which it is a revision of the original Street Fighter EX. We have never played the arcade game.
Yeah, let's just put that out there.
We never actually played the Street Fighter movie arcade game at the real arcade.
Yeah.
But Street Fighter EX Plus Alpha, no. Now, you have more experience in this game than I do.
Yeah, actually, sadly, yeah. No, I'm kidding. No, I mean, EX, this game was trying to go for, 3D games were all the rage back then, what with Tekken and Soul Calibur, I think. I'm not sure, correct me if I'm wrong. And, there were like a bunch of 3D fighting games back then. pretty much you could tell that Capcom tried to go through that same wave of fighters, but it just didn't work out. Cause I mean, they kept the 2D plane. I mean, you're fighting in a 3D environment, but you know you're just there in a 2D plane. That's all you're fighting in, and I mean, it just didn't work out.
Yeah, one of the most important parts of this game is that they actually gave you like a revelation of how Street Fighter will go. Although that the game is in a 3D environment, the graphics are 3D, they give you this 2D plane where you can actually dodge and move aside. But when you actually see Street Fighter 4, it's almost the same as this because you have the 3D graphics in that 2D plane. The thing is, it actually does work better for Street Fighter 4 than it did for DS.
Exactly. I mean, it works for Street Fighter 4. I mean, it works wonders because Street Fighter 4 is an amazing game. Of course, I don't like it that much. I don't like it as much as Street Fighter 3, but I have to admit that Street Fighter 4 has its credit. And I mean, that's the thing that here, that 3D feel, it didn't work out as it should have. But Street Fighter 4 made it so perfect, and I mean not perfect, but it made it so well done. I don't know, Ryu and Ken with the really weird Tatsumaki.
They actually changed the Tatsumaki. So it actually looks like the one that Dan does.
It looks like Dan, and the worst part is that it's not like you can just do it one motion and you're good to go. No, you have to do motion like 3 or 4 times for the whole move to
finish. If you want to do it, then you complete move.
Exactly.
You can actually do it just one or twice.
Yeah, but you have to do the whole move like once or twice if you want to do it completely. It's kind of annoying. It does tend to get a little bit annoying. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. This is what I read around. I mean, and I think that they were not made by Capcom. They were made by the other company. I can't really find that one. I think he said Arita.
Arita, yeah.
Yeah,
so they actually developed the game.
Exactly, and that's the thing. That's why they're not exactly recognized as Capcom characters to begin with. Actually, I think I read something about a 3DS game being developed with those characters. I mean,
really?
I think I read something. Again, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm just like speculating rumors here. But I read something about that they were making a 3D game based on those characters. But yeah, I mean, they were the ES characters. Like everybody remembers Skullomania the most for some reason.
Doctrine Dark,
and yeah, but the most famous one is Skullomania.
Those are mostly the bad points of the game, but there are good points of the game.
Yeah,
the game is challenging as hell.
Oh, yeah.
And it is because of the type of combos we can actually do in this game, and the cancellation of the supers, because it haven't been done at that time until the way they have it was done on this game. And mind this is the very first Street Fighter game that actually has challenges.
Oh yeah.
The challenges that we actually see now on Street Fighter 4,
like mission mode,
exactly, on Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And all the new fighters from Capcom, they actually have those in this game. And they have a lot of different challenges for all the characters in the game. And one of the hardest challenges is when you have to use all 3 different super moves, and you have to do it in a specific timing, in a specific order, and you have to connect all of them. The challenges on this game are pretty good.
Yeah.
And the game challenging wise of the game is pretty brutal.
Yeah.
And it's pretty fun to play with another person. Yeah. Exactly when with all the changes that this game actually had, and all the things that because it's a 3D game and all that shit.
Yeah.
But the game is not that bad.
It's like the movie. I mean, it's not bad. I mean. It's not bad, but it's not good. It's also
it could have been worse.
It
could have been better.
It could have been worse, but it could have been a little wetter.
Better.
It could have been better.
Now that is why I actually say that those 2 games are one of the most misunderstood Street Fighter games. They are not bad Street Fighter games, just forgotten and misunderstood Street Fighter games.
Yeah.
The thing is, you have to get in, play them, learn learn how to play those
just
games.
forget about the new fighters, because everyone's going crazy with them. Just forget about them for a second. Sit down, like put your big man panties on, and like
And try them, and try them.
and just try them. With a clean slate, forget everything, not forget everything, but just forget everything about the other games for a little while. Get in with these games, and you'll actually learn that. I mean, there's actually some depth into these games. I mean, it's not like just a brainless brawler or anything like
Exactly.
that.
They are playable.
Exactly.
They are playable. And let me tell you that they are playable because there are a lot of fighting games out there that there's no way that you can actually play, fight, not even the first guy on those games. And there are many. And then those games actually, you can actually play them. And all they need is just for you to give it a try. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
So let's wrap this out. This is the last episode of the year for Fighter's Edge. Next year we are going to have a lot of new videos and new episodes for the show. I have a lot of things planned. So remember, look for us on Facebook. You can actually look us on Facebook as V Game Masters. You can look us for us on Twitter as Vidium X. And we are going to be around.
Yeah.
So, guys, until next time, I will see you next round.
Bye bye. I'm too lazy to move and turn off the camera.